Now, floodwaters are still rising in parts of Central Europe, threatening people living along the Elbe and Danube rivers. A mandatory evacuation is underway in eastern Germany after a dike broke and flooded surrounding villages. Further upstream, evacuation orders have been lifted and the cleanup process has begun. But towns further down the Elbe are still bracing for water levels to rise in the coming days. In Hungary, the Danube River is set to crest in Budapest in the coming hours. Flooding there has reached record levels, but officials say measures are in place to protect the city centre. At least a dozen people have been killed in flooding across Central Europe in the past week. Let's get a live update now from Budapest. Tamas Borbely from Here TV is on the Danube. He's been monitoring the situation. Lots of water there behind you. What is the story there?
The river just started to peak at 8 meters and 89 centimeters. Officials are expecting another 6 in the next couple of hours. What's behind me is it's the Danube itself. Let's say that it used to be a tram station right here, and it's underwater. A bit further on, there you see a kind of like a bastion thing. Cars used to run over there, and then starts the Danube normally. So the water is pretty much up, but it's not going to reach the surface of the upper bench. That's what we can see now, and that's what the officials are expecting at the moment.
All right, so just let me clarify, Tomasz, if I may. Officials are expecting the water to rise by 6 more centimeters, but not to deluge the city. Am I right?
It's coming constantly. Nobody knows eventually when is it going to happen. They're expecting it to be either later tonight or somewhere around downtime or somewhere around in the early morning. But again, it's 8 meters and 89 centimeters, and another, let's say, 6 is about to come.
6 centimeters, you mean, or 6 meters?
Centimeters, sorry, centimeters.
Yeah, quite a difference, I would imagine, in the lives of the people of Budapest. And in terms of the preparations, are officials satisfied, Tomasz, that everything possible that can be done has been done?
Well, here in downtown, everything seems quiet. I mean, except for the people who are sort of like partying around the Danube. They're walking around and just watching the water, because it was never this high. About the preparations, well, here you cannot find anything that looked like preparation itself, because the officials knew that it's not gonna come up that high. But if we would walk out of downtown, but we would still stay in Budapest, then you would see that in numerous districts of the capital is heavily underwater, and people had to be evacuated, about 200 people that we are talking about.
So where you are right now and what we can see behind you, the water has overflown the banks.
Not the upper bank, the lower bank. There's an upper bank and the lower bank of the Danube in this part of the city, and actually it's the same everywhere in downtown. It didn't reach the upper, it reached the lower, and it came very close to the upper bench, but it's not reaching it.
All right. Well, look, thank you very much indeed for giving that very insightful report there from live from Budapest, the capital of Hungary, where, as you heard, the water has reached some 8 meters and 89 centimeters. It's expected to rise another 6 centimeters, but the Danube hasn't burst its upper banks, as you heard there from Tamas Borbely, just the lower banks. Now, Jennifer Delgado has more on the situation in Hungary. She joins us from the World Weather Centre with that. What is in store for these people as they